Hello everyone, welcome back to Venkanna English Guru. Friends, after a long time, good evening everyone and happy Sadala Batkama or happy Dasara to everyone. Friends, today on 3rd October, TSPSC, Telangana State Public Service Commission has released and junior lecturers syllabus. So it's been a long time, and as there was no notification at all, and it's been for more than 16 and 14, 13 or 14 years. And the last notification was announced as a part of this integrated Andhra Pradesh was in 2007. So as you're all aware, it's been for nearly 5 to 6 months since May 2022, and the TSPS is planning to announce a notification for junior lecturership and these junior lecturers, and it has announced the note and it is going to announce notification but released syllabus for junior upcoming junior lecturers notification. So how many positions are there, everybody is aware, but this video is going to be specifically with regard to and the structure of examination, and is it relevant to the recently conducted examinations like Gurukula Junior Lecturers 2017 or Gurukula Junior Lecturers 2018 syllabus, and was there any difference in terms of structure, in terms of examination, in terms of marks, in terms of the criteria? So that's what we are going to discuss. And friends, you see, so as a part of this, and today only, recently, maybe last week, TSPSC also announced Polytechnic Lecturers syllabus. And once you look at the syllabus for our, you can see this, so that they have actually included syllabus for junior lecturers, and last week there was a syllabus for Polytechnic lecturers, and all these were announced. Friends, you know, with regard to Polytechnic lecturers also, there are 28 positions for English, and with regard to junior lecturers in our subject in English, there are nearly 153 to 160 positions, and this may vary. And once you look at the syllabus for the examination, and once you observe this, the syllabus for junior lecturers, so the scheme of examination, scheme and syllabus for the post of junior lecturers. Friends, this is what very, very important. So according to this, there are only two papers. It is not the syllabus for junior lecturers in general and Gurukula junior lecturers are different. That's what you need to give priority. And there are only just two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. And paper 1 is going to be general studies and general abilities. And this is for 150 marks. Each carries 150, and you are going to have 150 marks. Only two papers, friend, just try to observe. So 150 marks, duration is going to be 150 and 150 bits for 150. Next, with regard to paper 2, concerned subject, with regard to our English. So there are 150 bits and duration is going to be 150 minutes, and each carries 150 into 2 and 300 marks. So total marks that you are going to have and 450. So as case here has also announced that there will be no interviews for junior lecturers or any kind of examinations, and thanks to KCR for the decision that he has made. So paper 1 only, paper 1, and the difference between Gurukula junior lecturers and TSPSC general lecturers, and in Gurukula there are 3 papers, there will be another paper and pedagogy cross curriculum. So we don't have any problem with that. And so paper 1 and paper 2, and your marks are going to influence and whether you are going to be selected or not. And let us check. So what are the major differences? See, friends, so with regard to our subject is going to be on 7, and just try to look at, and paper 1, friends, you know, same syllabus, and with regard to group 2 or group 1 or across examinations that are conducted by it, there is a lot of difference. This is also I want to give clarity with regard to paper 1 And the paper 1 that is conducted for Gurukula examination for TGT, PGT, junior lecturers, degree lecturers is different, and paper 1 for conducted for group 1, group 2 or our general junior lecturers and degree lecturers and Polytechnic lecturers is different. So there are 3 parts here, only 1 part, and which includes nearly 15 parts. Okay, this is what you need to focus on. So there are 15 parts and each carries 10 to 15, 10 to 15, and basic English, as you know, 20 plus marks. And that because paper 1 is also going to change your fate. That's what to be selected. So what should be the criteria? What should be the minimum and maximum marks for paper 1 also is going to be minimum, at least you need to score 80 to 100 in order to be selected for a junior lecturership today. So not just scoring out of 300, a lot of students will score 200 plus, because one more important thing is there will be no negative marking in our exam, whether it is with regard to paper 1 or paper 2. But with regard to Gurukula junior lecturers and degree lecturers, there will be a negative marking system. So this also you need to give priority. So this is for paper 1 and paper 2. Once you look at, so our subject is 7 and this is 5 comets. Yes, yes, friends, you can see. So our syllabus is going to be just you go through it. So it is more or less paper 2 of Gurukula junior lecturers, paper 3 of Gurukula junior lecturers, and our subject is going to be the same. There will be no change. But there it is only for 100 marks, but here it is for 300 marks. Remember, friends. So in Gurukula examinations for paper 3, so the same syllabus which is actually adapted for Gurukula degree lecturers, Gurukula junior lecturers, but there it is for only 100 marks. But for us, in general junior lecturers or Polytechnic lecturers or degree lecturers, it is going to be 150 bits and 300 marks. And try to observe, friends. And what are they as a part of this? Same genres, movements, schools, and concepts. What are genres, as you are all aware? So, what are the forms of poetry? For genres of poetry: fiction, prose, drama, origin and development, elements, forms, and types of poetry, types of drama, types of novel. So, all these are to be extensively to be read. So, one must have a lot of awareness with regard to and literary genres, with regard to poetry, with regard to drama, with regard to and fiction and other forms of fiction. And moments, friends, there are a lot of moments. Once you are going to be and a student of English literature, so as a and if you are seriously preparing for this to be a junior lecturer or degree lecturer, and one must have a complete comprehensive idea with regard to the moments. What are the literary moments which are very popular in English literature? And it includes moments beginning from Renaissance to postmodernism. So once you look at Renaissance, Reformation, metaphysical poetry, and neoclassicism, Puritanism, Restoration, Romanticism, Victorian age, realism, naturalism, expressionism, symbolism, modernism, and postmodernism. So it indirectly talks about that one must have a comprehensive knowledge of English literature beginning from Renaissance 1500 to and 2022. So every extensive knowledge that one must have. So to focus on this, what needs to be read? You must read and at least 1 or 2 popular publications with regard to history of English literature, movements of English literature, beginning from Norton Anthology or David H.S. or V.B. Prasad or Pramod K. Nair. There are plenty of books and that I can say. See, next, schools and concepts. What are all these are going to be the schools. Next, it also talks about English literary criticism from Sydney to Matthew Arnold. English literary criticism from Sydney to Matthew Arnold. So what needs to be focused? You need to focus on all these. One must also have some basic knowledge with regard to criticism and classical criticism. So criticism of Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, Longinus, Horace, Aristophanes, and all these, and Plutarch. So all those books and basic information with regard to criticism, one must have that. Next point is going to be, and we have got a lot of critics beginning from Sir Philip Sidney, contribution of Sir Philip Sidney, contribution of Robert Greene, contribution of Ben Jonson, contribution of John Milton, contribution of Alexander Pope as a critic, contribution of Dr. Johnson and his lives of English poets and his criticism with regard to. Next, contribution of S.T. Coleridge and P.B. Shelley, Lord and Matthew Arnold. So there will be nearly 10 to 15 important critics, and one must have some comprehensive idea with regard to criticism, critics, and English literary critics, beginning from Sydney to Matthew Arnold. And and there are nearly 33 important critical moments, criticisms out of these 33. But junior lecturers, in our syllabus, we will have points like structuralism, post-structuralism, feminism, post-colonialism, diaspora, race, gender studies, caste, and new criticism, formalism, archetypal criticism, new historicism, psychoanalytical criticism, and reader response criticism. See, friends, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 concepts are given. So 14 critical theories and that you need to focus on. Friends, I made some of the videos. So how you can focus when you read for new criticism or Russian formalism, and you can also search. All those are available on YouTube, and just be focused. So what needs to be focused when you read about a critic, when you read about a critical moment like neo-criticism or formalism? I made a lot of ideas and on that, and just try to focus on. So with regard to these, I feel like definitely you are going to have 50 to 60 bits. Remember, out of 150, you are going to have minimum 50 to 60 bits based on genres, moments, schools, and concepts. Minimum 50, friends, because our examination is going to be 150. Out of 150, 35 to 40% of the bits are going to be based on these aspects. So be focused. Next, second point is going to be writers and text. Same syllabus, that's what I've been talking about. The syllabus that is actually mentioned for and Gurukula junior lecturers and degree lecturers, which is going to be the same without making a single mistake. As in my previous videos also, I made a statement. This is what the syllabus, which was actually designed by TSPSC, introduced by TSPSC in 2016. So before there was a Gurukula junior lecturers or degree lecturers notification, the syllabus was actually introduced, and I made, and majority of my students, they have got some exposure to this. So what do we have? So Christopher Marlowe, Dr. Fortress by Christopher Marlowe, and Hamlet by William Shakespeare. Not Tempest, no Macbeth, no 12th Night, no Julius Caesar. Next, Paddle lost only book 1, not book 2 or book 9, because book 2, which is actually prescribed for AP, JL or DL or PL, but to Telangana TSPSC aspirants, only book 1. Book 1, it's all about introduction. So the main idea of John Milton, the purpose of writing The Paddle Lost, and introducing characters. That's it. And you are not going to have much about. And you see, and Wordsworth's two important popular odes, Ode Intimations of Immortality and Ode Tinternabee, two autobiographical poems, and with regard to Wordsworth, Immortality Ode and Tinternabee. Next, you see Robert Browning, My Last Duchess, which becomes a very important part of even APDL2. Next, My Last Duchess, Andrea del Sotto, which is composed in 203 lines. Next, My Last Duchess, and Thomas Hardy's Tess of the Rebels. So this is going to be popular novel composed by Thomas Hardy, a Wessex novel. So Tess of the Rebels, and The Wasteland, which is going to be common to across examinations in India or in the world, you say, The Wasteland. So contribution of T.S. Eliot as a critic, contribution of T.S. Eliot as a poet, and what are the major important ideas that you can focus on is going to be The Wasteland. And let me tell you frankly, and there are nearly more than 20 plus texts, but only based on Wasteland. Wasteland and TSLT will get 5 plus bits. Very, very important writer. Next, GB Shaw, St. John. Another important popular, this is actually a drama published in 1923 and popular work. And because of writing this, he was awarded Nobel Prize for Literature in 1925, George Bernard Shaw. And Virginia Woolf, one of the most popular 20th centuries and feminist essays, Room of One's Own. And the contribution of Virginia Woolf as a feminist, and you need to focus on. This is there starting from 2000 to junior lecturer. Next, friends, you see William Golding, Lord of Lies, one of the popular dystopian novels of English literature. Lord of Lies. Lord of Lies. This is actually a title which is taken by William Golding from the epic The Paradise Lost. Okay, Beelzebub, you know. Next, Walt Whitman's. Friends, see, this is going to be American literature. See, so all these are English writers: Christopher Marlowe, William Shakespeare, John Milton, Wordsworth, Robert Browning, Thomas Hardy, T.S. Eliot, G.B. Shaw, Virginia Woolf, William Golding, till 10, all are British writers, British novelists, British poets, and British essayists. But whereas Walt Whitman and Arthur Miller, Toni Morrison, and from 11th onwards, post-colonial literature, American literature, Indian writing in English, Canadian literature, Australian literature, like that. So Walt Whitman and Arthur Miller both are the writers from American literature. So Walt Whitman's poetry, two popular pastoral elegies, When Lilacs Last and the Dahlia Bloomed, and Crossing Brooklyn Ferry, popular and works because Walt Whitman, the greatest 20th century American poet, and who composed a lot of songs and representative of 19th centuries and American literature, American poetry, and the greatest poets compared to Wordsworth. So Wordsworth of American literature. So two poems that we are going to focus. Next, Arthur Miller. Arthur, this is going to be a drama, a death of a salesman, the modern drama, the modern American drama, the modern American realism. Friends, as a part of our concepts, we are going to talk about naturalism, realism. Okay, what does it mean by realism? So realism, there is a close connection between realism and with the death of a salesman, American realism. Next, it's a drama. Toni Morrison's Beloved, one of the most popular novels composed by Toni Morrison. And the third important novel, and not third, fifth one, B. So BSST. So this is going to be the fifth novel composed by Toni Morrison and another important Nobel laureate, and in 1993. Next, Mulkraj Anand, Untouchable. Untouchable, a very popular novel composed by Mulkraj Anand, published during 1930s, and post-colonial literature. This is from Indian writing in English. Next, you see Kamala Das, two poems and an introduction and the old playhouse. So friends, as a part of our criticism, we have got feminism. There is a connection between these poems and feminism of Indian writing in English. Next, Girish Karnad's Hayavadana, another important modern drama, which includes a lot of psychoanalytical criticism and the principles of psychoanalytical criticism that are actually included as a part of this. Hayavadana. Next, Salman Rushdie's Midnight Children, a very, very popular novel composed by Salman Rushdie and in three important volumes. Next, Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, and the modern African novel published in 1954, and Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. What a very revolutionary text. So this we are going to discuss. And Margaret Atwood, Canadian literature, African, and this four, Mulkraj Anand, Kamala Das, Girish Karnad, Salman Rushdie, Indian writing in English, Indian and novelist, Indian poet, Indian dramatist, and Indian novelist, post-colonial and Indian-born British novelist, Salman Rushdie. Next, Chinua Achebe, African, and you see Margaret Atwood, Edible Woman. Margaret Atwood, and she is actually from and Canadian literature. And we are going to talk about Edible Woman, a very, very popular novel composed by Margaret Atwood, comes under the modern, a popular Canadian novel. Next, Derek Walcott, Caribbean, Canadian, Caribbean, Derek Walcott. It's a drama, Dream on Monkey Mountain. So, friends, as a part of our writers and text, we have got 20 important texts. 20 important texts. So, out of this 20, minimum 4, minimum 3, maximum 5 bits that you can get. So, out of this, I can say that you will easily get 20 into 3, 60 to 80 bits easily that you are going to have from and this text. But it varies. Remember, minimum 3, maximum 5. Sometimes 3 to 4, 3 to 4, common aspect. Remember. Next, third part is going to be English language teaching. And friends, see, and you can observe there are 5 important chapters as a part of ELT, and every chapter, once you previously check through same syllabus which is there as a part of 2013 Polytechnic lecturers, same syllabus it is there as a part of 2017 APDL and 2018 APGL, APDL and APPL, same syllabus, and is also prescribed for Telangana Gurukula junior lecturers, and 2017 and 18 Telangana Gurukula degree lecturers 2017 and 18. So out of this, there are from 30 to 40 bits are given out of 100. 25 to, for us, I can say 25 to 30. So every chapter you will get minimum 5 to 6, 5 to 7. So 5 into 6, 30. 5 into 5, 25. 25 to and 25 bits to 30. So you need to guess. So how many marks that you are going to have? Minimum 50 marks, maximum 60 to 70 bits. 70 marks that you are going to score from ELT. Friends, remember. So what are the chapters that are there as a part? So first chapter is going to be history of ELT. ELT in India. What is the history of ELT? What is ELT in India? And what is the history, status, English as second language, English as a foreign language, English as a global language. So history of ELT in India, what is English? And what kind of family of languages does it actually and come from? And what is the origin of English? And how English became a first language, second language, third language, foreign language, global language in the world. What are the popular theories, linguistic theories, sociological theories, psychological theories that influenced for the spread of ELT, English in the world, in India and in the world? Very, very important, guys. Next, second chapter is going to be, methods and approaches. What are the methods and approaches of teaching English? So what are methods? What are approaches? Friends, there are plenty of bits. So frankly speaking, and from this week onwards, every Sunday I'll be taking at least one class. We'll be talking about, I'll be giving you, so what was the pattern of examination about every topic that I'm going to discuss through our platform called YouTube. Okay, don't worry about. So I'll be analyzing various question papers of starting from 2013 to 2022. So based on literature, based on history, based on concepts. So how mainly I'll be focusing on 2013 Polytechnic lecturer, 2017 APDL, because this is what the syllabus, based on the syllabus, how different bits were given. We'll have a very an extensive kind of discussion. Don't worry. So methods, grammar translation method, direct method, bilingual method, reading method, size to PDF, silent way, total physical response. Next, you talk about approaches, starting from oral approach to and the latest approaches. Oral approach, audio lingual approach, communicative approach, structural approach, situational approach, and you see task-based language teaching, collaborative approaches, and learner-centered approaches, learning-centered approaches, teacher-centered approaches. We'll talk about all kinds of techniques. What are authentic materials? What is vocabulary? What is grammar? Grammar, types of vocabulary, types of materials, types of teaching learning materials, grammar, functional grammar, and all that. Next, teaching of language skills. We need to focus on how do you teach listening, speaking, reading, writing. How do you focus on what are the strategies as a teacher today? What are the modern trends? What are the modern pedagogies that are being followed in terms of teaching LSW skills, in terms of teaching and reading and writing skills, teaching oral proficiency, written proficiency, vocabulary, grammar. So all that will have a discussion. Next, what are the important classroom strategies as a junior lecturer that you can follow at the 10+2 level or at the undergraduate level? We'll talk a lot. Next, teaching, testing and evaluation. What is testing? What are the principles of testing, types of testing, objectives of testing, and what is evaluation? What is continuous comprehensive evaluation? What is diagnostic evaluation? And what is norm referenced, criterion referenced? There was a bit recently. Next, phonetics and phonology, syntax and structure. What is phonetics? What is phonology? What is articulatory phonetics? What is phonology in English? What is the relationship between phonology and syntax? And what kind of classification that you can talk with regard to this phonology? So what are vowel sounds, consonantal sounds, classification of vowels, consonantal sounds, and what is stress, word stress, syllable stress, sentence stress, what is intonation, pitch, rhythm, and techniques, what kind of techniques? Because see, today at the intermediate level, children are required to write a lot, where they are required to master transcribing words into phonetic form. So how to write them? So what are those mechanics that we can improve so that we can teach? So all that is going to be a part. Next, literary comprehension, where there will be a passage, a reading comprehension passage, followed by a reading comprehension poetry, where like as you, most of you have got, maybe from our syllabus, they will give you one stanza. They will give you one literary passage from any novel or any drama where you are required to check. So this is going to be 10 marks. This is going, and you are going to have 4 to and 8 to 10 bits with regard to reading comprehension, definitely 25 to 30 bits on ELT, and based on this definitely will get 20 and at least 3 to 5 bits. 3 to 5 bits, it varies. For example, if you ask me when and Walt Whitman's poetry, you may get 3, but with regard to the wasteland, there are chances for you to have 4 to 5, 4 to 6 also sometimes. So about the writer 2, about the text 4, like that. Friends, be careful. So other than the text 50 percentage and about the text 50 percentage, this is what you are going to have and in the coming examination. So be careful. So what kind of material that you can read, that you can focus on? Previously I also made a lot of videos, what kind of reference material that you can practice. Let me show you something. Okay, so what kind of reference books that you're going to read? And I would suggest you, so not an anthology of English literature, a very, very powerful work. And if you don't want to read anything, just read this and everything is going to be on your side. Second one is going to be, and not an anthology for criticism, for moments, concepts, and some of the text and background. Critical History of English Literature by Ronald Carter. A Critical History of English Literature, mainly Volume 2, not Volume 1. Volume 2 mainly talks about Romanticism and Victorianism by David H.S. Handbook of Literary Terms. So with regard to criticism, some basic concepts, I suggest you to focus on Handbook of Literary Terms. Beginning Theory and Introduction to Literature, Literary and Cultural Theory by Peter Barry. Very, very wonderful book, guys. And with regard to criticism, with regard to the concepts of criticism, critics, and with regard to ELT, I would suggest you the one best book. There are plenty of books that I can suggest, but the foremost important thing is going to be Approaches and Methods of Teaching English by Richards and Rogers, Understanding Language Teaching by Kumar Udvelu, Principles of Language Teaching by Larson and Freeman. These three are going to change your fate. Okay, and refer to all previous question papers beginning from question papers together. Definitely you are going to and have your score like 202 and 250. And important thing is there are more than 120 plus videos that I have made based on all these concepts except some of the texts. So focus on, try to watch them, and these will give you a lot of stuff and how you can begin with, and these videos will give you a lot of foundation. And second one is going to be, and based on ELT also, there are nearly 35 plus videos, and just to try to search and try to get some idea, and 10 plus videos on criticism and critics. So I hope, and this YouTube channel as a part of this Venkanna English Guru, and where you can see more than 150 videos on ELT, 150 and more than 150, 130 plus videos on and English literature for UGC NET, SET, JLDL, and try to focus on that. Directly, there are nearly 20 to 30 videos on junior lecturers, and try to focus, and these will change your fate. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. So I forgot to tell you at the beginning only, and I'm Dr. Kevin Khanna, and you are watching, and these videos based on and Venkanna English Guru YouTube channel, and share our information to your friends and well-wishers who are really interested to learn, acquire, and to be the masters of English literature, to get a government job as a junior lecturer or degree lecturer, or to qualify SET or NET, or to be TGT, PGT. So you guys, thank you for watching. I hope you will share it